After the age of 65, many women begin to notice subtle but uncomfortable changes in their intimate area. Persistent dampness, a mild yet unpleasant odor, and sometimes itching or discomfort even with proper hygiene. The main cause is the drop in estrogen after menopause, which leads to thinning of the vaginal lining, pH imbalance, and a weakened natural microbiome. Poor blood circulation, lack of physical activity, chronic stress, and improper hygiene habits also contribute to infections, dampness, and a constant feeling of discomfort. The good news is, you don't need expensive chemical products. In today's video, we'll share gentle, natural, and time-tested tips trusted by women across India and Asia for generations to help keep your intimate area clean, fresh, and healthy in older age. In the peaceful villages of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, every afternoon reveals a familiar sight. Elderly women sitting on their verandas, chewing betel leaves and sharing stories in a slow, gentle rhythm. But few know that these very betel leaves, beyond being a traditional chew, have long been used as a discreet, time-honored remedy to maintain intimate hygiene, especially after the age of 65. After menopause, estrogen levels drop drastically, leading to thinner, more fragile vaginal walls and a loss of the body's natural self-cleansing ability. The delicate microbial balance is disrupted, and pH levels swing too acidic or too alkaline, making it easier for bacteria and yeast to grow. Many older women experience persistent dampness, unpleasant odor, or mild itching despite maintaining daily hygiene. In such moments, Indian mothers often turn not to chemical products, but to simple home practices like washing the intimate area with warm betel leaf water a few times a week. Betel leaves, piper betel, are highly valued in Ayurveda, India's traditional medical system, due to their rich content of natural compounds like chavicol, eugenol, and carvacrol. These substances have antibacterial, antifungal, and anti-inflammatory properties that help gently cleanse and soothe irritation. The preparation is simple and can be done at home. Wash 5-7 fresh betel leaves, lightly crush them, and boil in 1 liter of water for 10 minutes. Let it cool to a warm temperature. Then use it to gently wash the external intimate area in the evening, about 2-3 times a week. The betel leaf water not only cleanses, but leaves a subtle fragrance that brings a sense of freshness and comfort. In many South Indian villages, this practice is seen not just as a hygiene routine, but a quiet ritual of self-care. It's a moment of presence where women honor their bodies with gratitude and tenderness. Some even believe betel leaves have a spiritual cleansing energy, helping calm the mind at the end of the day. As they sit quietly, rinsing with the warm, aromatic water, the act resembles a gentle meditation, private and full of love. However, a word of caution. Betel leaf water should only be used externally. It should not be used for deep douching or long soaking. If the skin is very sensitive, it's wise to do a patch test on the wrist first to avoid irritation. In an age flooded with synthetic products and glossy ads, returning to a handful of fresh leaves from the garden feels like a return to oneself, simple, abundant, and deeply mindful. In the coastal villages of Tamil Nadu, on humid afternoon days, it's common to see elderly women gathered around courtyard wells, preparing a basin of warm salt water for body care. No fancy scents, no expensive products, just a handful of coarse sea salt, some warm water, and a few quiet moments devoted to themselves. For many Indian women over 65, soaking the intimate area in warm salt water is more than a hygiene routine. It's a meaningful act of calming an aging body and keeping the delicate area clean, fresh, and dry. As women age, especially after menopause, the body undergoes subtle changes. The vaginal lining becomes thinner, natural secretions decrease, and the ability to fight inflammation weakens. Harmful bacteria and yeast can grow more easily, leading to persistent dampness, mild itching, or unpleasant odor. At such times, many elderly Indian women don't rush to clinics or rely on Western medicine. They turn to a traditional remedy, soaking in warm salt water. In Ayurveda, sea salt is seen as a natural cleanser, gently purifying, mildly antiseptic, and promoting better blood circulation. When dissolved in warm water, it soothes irritated tissues, eases itching, helps reduce bacterial buildup, and keeps the intimate area feeling dry and balanced. The warmth also helps relax the pelvic floor muscles, an essential area that often gets overlooked after the age of 60. The method is simple. Dissolve about 1 teaspoon of pure, additive-free sea salt into 1 liter of warm water. The water should be comfortably warm, not hot, to avoid damaging sensitive skin. Sit and soak the intimate area for 5-7 minutes, then pat dry with a clean, soft towel and wear breathable cotton underwear. The ideal time for this routine is in the evening after a bath or on days with heavy sweating or long travel. In many households across Pondicherry and Trichy, grandmothers often tell their daughters and granddaughters, "When your body feels tired or the intimate area feels hot or damp, just sit quietly with warm salt water and the body will find its balance again." No deep medical knowledge is needed, just attentive listening to the body and a little patience. However, this practice should not be overused. Limit it to 1-2 times per week and avoid it if there are open wounds or serious infections. Most importantly, it's not the salt that heals, it's the intention. When a woman gives herself time, space, and gentleness, her body slowly begins to heal naturally, sustainably, and peacefully. On the cool hills of Assam and Darjeeling, where clouds brush against rooftops and birdsong mingles with the rustling of leaves, the sight of elderly women boiling green tea leaves has long been a familiar part of daily life, not just for drinking, but for washing their faces, rinsing their hair, and especially for intimate hygiene. For Indian women over 65, green tea leaf water is more than a natural solution. It is a loving and mindful ritual of caring for the body. After menopause, the intimate area becomes more sensitive. Hormonal imbalances thin the protective lining, disrupt pH levels, and weaken the natural microbiome. This leads to mild but persistent itching, unpleasant odor, or lingering dampness, particularly during hot and humid summer days. In such times, green tea, with its soothing, antibacterial, and antifungal properties, becomes a gentle yet effective solution. Green tea, Camellia sinensis, is rich in beneficial compounds like EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, tannins, and flavonoids, all known for inhibiting the growth of harmful bacteria and candida yeast. When used externally for intimate washing, green tea water gently cleanses while reducing inflammation, easing itchiness, and preventing odor. Unlike harsh chemical cleansers, it doesn't dry out the skin instead. It leaves it soft and calm. The preparation is simple, much like making a morning pot of tea. Take a handful of fresh or dried green tea leaves, rinse and lightly crush them, then boil in 1 to 1.5 liters of water. After boiling for about 10 minutes, allow it to cool down to a warm, comfortable temperature, then use it to gently rinse the external intimate area. The best time is in the evening, once the day's work is done and the body is ready to relax. Some women also add a few slices of ginger or a pinch of rock salt to enhance antibacterial effects and soothe the lower abdomen. In the old tea-growing villages of northern India, it is believed that the aroma of tea not only purifies the body, but also calms the mind. As women age, their bodies change, but the desire to be cared for and cherished remains unchanged. And when they take the time to brew a pot of green tea leaf water for intimate care, it is not just hygiene, it is a way of saying to their own bodies, I still love you, even after all these years. As with all natural methods, green tea water should be used correctly, only for external washing, not for soaking or internal use, and it should be patch tested first on sensitive skin. A bit of tea, a bit of time, and a quiet moment, that's all it takes to keep the intimate area fresh, gentle, and safe. Just like the women who've lived through many seasons of sun and rain, in the narrow lanes of Gujarat or the old villages of Karnataka, it's not uncommon to see elderly women sitting by the doorway, quietly mending old pieces of cotton fabric to sew their own underwear. Not because they can't afford new ones, but because they understand a simple truth. The fabric worn close to the intimate area is as vital as daily food or supplements. For Indian women over 65, choosing soft, breathable cotton underwear is an act of self-care, silent, humble, yet indispensable. Old age brings many changes, especially to the intimate area. As estrogen levels drop, the skin becomes thinner, drier, more fragile, and slower to heal. Wearing tight, damp underwear made of synthetic materials like nylon, polyester, or lace can lead to irritation, poor airflow, sweat buildup, and a breeding ground for bacteria. This often results in persistent odor, itching, or dampness even for women who maintain daily hygiene. Cotton, on the other hand, is a natural fabric made from soft, breathable cotton fibers. It absorbs moisture well, allows ventilation, and is gentle on sensitive skin. Cotton underwear lets the intimate area breathe, keeping it dry and helping prevent the prolonged dampness that affects confidence. That's why many grandmothers in Tamil Nadu or Himachal Pradesh still prefer simple, plain cotton panties, no lace, no tight fits, no fancy colors. Fashion isn't their concern, comfort and cleanliness are. Cotton underwear is also easy to wash and dries quickly under the sun, a crucial factor in hot, humid regions like South India. Sunday drying not only eliminates germs naturally, but also gives the fabric a gentle, fresh scent. No need for fabric softeners or artificial fragrances. One important note: underwear should never be too tight. Tight panties restrict blood flow, increase friction, and create the perfect environment for yeast to grow. Elderly women should opt for well-fitted underwear with soft elastic, leaving no marks on the skin, and always change into a clean pair daily, especially after sweating, being outdoors, or finishing a light yoga session. For Indian women who have walked through many seasons of life, intimate care doesn't come from expensive cosmetics or machines. It comes from small, mindful choices like wearing clean, breathable cotton underwear, chosen with wisdom and worn with love for their own bodies. Because peace doesn't begin with grand gestures, it begins with everyday comfort in the quietest parts of a woman's life. In the earthen kitchens of Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, and Karnataka, a bowl of cool, homemade curd after lunch is a familiar and cherished sight, one that's long been part of daily life for mothers and grandmothers. For many, curd is simply a digestive aid. But for Indian women over 65, it is also a gentle yet powerful natural remedy, helping to maintain inner balance and intimate cleanliness from within. In later years, when estrogen levels decline, the vaginal lining becomes thinner, drier, and more prone to inflammation. The natural pH balance and microbial ecosystem weaken, making the intimate area more vulnerable to candida yeast, harmful bacteria, and symptoms like persistent odor, itching, or dampness. Even with regular external hygiene, many women still feel discomfort because the root of the issue lies deeper, within the immune and microbiome systems. Curd, especially when homemade from fresh milk, contains billions of live probiotics, most notably lactobacillus. This friendly bacteria is a silent ally of a woman's body, supporting not only gut health but also the vaginal microbiome. When women over 65 consume curd daily, these beneficial bacteria spread from the digestive tract to the rest of the body, including the intimate area, helping to suppress harmful microorganisms while restoring natural moisture and acidity. In many Indian villages, women make curd at home by setting warm milk with a spoonful of leftover curd at night and waking up to a smooth, fresh, nourishing portion by morning. They don't call it intimate care, but through experience, they pass down the wisdom. If you want your body light, your intimate area clean, your skin smooth, and your stomach calm, eat curd every day. It's knowledge not found in textbooks, but learned from the body itself, from decades of living close to the earth and nature. Beyond eating, curd is also applied externally to soothe dry, itchy, or irritated skin around the vulva, used only on the outer skin, never inside. A thin layer of cool, plain curd left on the affected area for 5 minutes and then rinsed off can relieve discomfort quickly. However, it's important to use unsweetened, plain curd with no added flavors and never insert it internally without medical advice. In today's fast-paced world, where many chase after glossy products and trends, the elderly mothers of India quietly remain loyal to their daily bowl of curd. Because they understand freshness and comfort in the intimate area don't always come from expensive things, but from simple, wholesome, and natural choices. Like a bowl of curd made with care, with gentle hands, and with love for one's own aging body. In the mountain villages of Uttarakhand, where mist clings to hillsides and morning dew rests gently on blades of grass, many elderly women still keep a quiet ritual. Sipping a warm herbal infusion each morning, brewed from mugwort, Artemisia indica, or motherwort, Leonuris cardiaca. No one calls it an intimate cleanser, yet for generations, mothers and grandmothers have believed, if you want a light body, a fresh intimate area, and fewer small ailments, never skip this humble herbal drink. After menopause, a woman's body slows from metabolism to blood flow. The pelvic area, once vibrant with life and childbirth, gradually becomes quiet with reduced circulation, stagnant energy, and a weaker immune presence. The result is often a feeling of heaviness in the lower abdomen, prolonged dampness, unfamiliar odors, or waves of unexplained itching even without clear signs of infection. In such moments, Indian wisdom does not always turn to pharmaceuticals first, but rather to herbs as a way to gently reawaken the body's natural rhythm. In Ayurveda, mugwort is considered warming, mildly antibacterial, and a blood circulator. When consumed as a tea in the early morning, it helps stimulate pelvic circulation, especially important for older women who are less physically active. It reduces that lingering damp sensation, supports hormonal balance, and helps defend against slow-growing bacterial or fungal imbalances. Motherwort, affectionately known as Stree Mitra, women's friend, is prized for its ability to cleanse the uterus, regulate blood flow, relieve pelvic discomfort, and gently support intimate balance. Preparing the tea is itself a meditative practice. Take a small handful of mugwort or motherwort, fresh or dried, simmer it in 500-700 milliliters of water until it reduces to about 1 cup. Drink warm in the morning. Add a slice of ginger or a spoonful of honey for better taste and enhanced anti-inflammatory effects. In the hill regions, many women divide the drink into 2 servings morning and evening to sustain its gentle impact throughout the day. In places like Almora, Shimla, or Pithoragarh, elderly women don't refer to it as a remedy. They simply say, drink your morning leaf water and your body will feel as light as the wind. There are no labels, no advertisements, but the herbs work quietly over time, like a mountain spring, soft, steady, and deeply healing. However, for first-time users, it's wise to start with small amounts and observe how the body responds. Women with underlying health conditions or who are on medications should consult a doctor before using herbal infusions regularly. In a noisy modern world, a morning cup of mugwort or motherwort is not just intimate care, it is a profound act of reconnection between a woman and her aging body. It is a quiet whisper that says, I still care for myself, even though my hair has turned silver and springtime has long passed. 9. If the sixth solution, drinking herbal infusions like mugwort and motherwort, helps cleanse the intimate area from within through gentle internal flow, then vaginal steaming with herbal vapor is its natural counterpart, an external, subtle yet profound method of care, preserved by South Indian women since the time of their foremothers. These two approaches are not opposites, but complements like flowing water and rising smoke. One nurtures the body's internal rhythm, the other calms and purifies from the outside. After the age of 65, as the intimate area becomes more prone to dampness, stuffiness, or mild itching, many women feel discomfort but hesitate to speak about it. In regions like Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra Pradesh, elderly women often don't rush to medications or chemical solutions. Instead, they turn to a time-honored practice, preparing a steaming pot of herbal leaves, something they lovingly call the breath of the earth. This herbal blend typically includes betel leaves, lemongrass, ginger, turmeric, and neem, all known for their natural antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and aromatic properties. The leaves are washed and boiled in 1-2 liters of water until the fragrance rises. Once the steam begins to form, the woman sits on a slotted stool or wraps a cloth around herself to capture the warmth, keeping a safe distance so the steam can reach the intimate area without causing burns. The benefits go beyond surface-level cleansing. The gentle heat stimulates blood circulation in the pelvic region, which often stagnates after menopause, easing lower abdominal heaviness, improving pelvic floor elasticity, and helping the intimate area feel lighter, drier, and more refreshed. Meanwhile, the herbal essences help reduce odor-causing bacteria, soothe itching, and fight inflammation, all without the harsh dryness of commercial products. Yet perhaps the most precious part lies in the space that steaming creates. A quiet kitchen corner, a woman alone with her pot of steam, and a stretch of uninterrupted time. In that moment, there is nothing to do but sit quietly and feel her body being cared for through gentle warmth, like a homecoming. In many South Indian households, mothers gently remind their daughters and granddaughters, don't just wash in haste. Let your body breathe with steam. Let your intimate area be cleansed with tenderness, not shame. Herbal steaming, then, is not just a cleansing practice. It is a reminder that the intimate area is sacred, deserving of the same care as one's hands, face, or heart. That said, steaming should be avoided if there are open wounds, ulcers, or active infections. It's best done 2-3 times per week, always keeping a safe distance from the hot water to prevent injury. In a world that grows busier each day, perhaps it is the soft warmth of herbal steam that helps Indian women find their way back to peace, cleanliness, and quiet strength, not just in their bodies, but in their souls. After allowing gentle herbal steam to soothe and purify the intimate area from the outside, one essential truth every Indian woman over 65 must remember is this: deep vaginal douching should be avoided. This is a foundational principle in traditional Indian medicine, where the body is viewed as a harmonious system and any forceful intervention can disturb its natural rhythm and balance. Many believe that the intimate area must be deeply cleaned to eliminate odor or dampness. But in reality, the vagina has its own self-cleansing mechanism maintained by beneficial bacteria, primarily lactobacillus, and a naturally acidic pH. After menopause, when estrogen levels decline, the vaginal lining thins and this protective microbiome weakens. At this stage, if women use strong douching techniques with water pressure, fingers, or harsh cleansers, they may unknowingly destroy this fragile defense system rather than enhance cleanliness. In villages across Tamil Nadu and Odisha, elderly women often teach their daughters and granddaughters, "Wash the outside gently, like bathing a child. Don't put your hand inside, the body knows how to clean itself." This simple advice reflects a deep understanding of female physiology that many overlook. Ayurvedic doctors echo this wisdom, comparing the vagina to a delicate flower that needs gentle care, not forceful scrubbing. Deep douching doesn't just remove harmful bacteria, it also washes away the good ones, disrupting pH balance and increasing the risk of fungal infections, dryness, and chronic irritation. Many elderly women have experienced this firsthand. The more thoroughly I cleaned, the worse it felt. And only when they stopped did their bodies begin to restore their natural harmony. Women over 65 need only clean the outer vulva with warm water or gentle herbal solutions such as diluted betel leaf, green tea, or saline once or twice daily, using soft motions without strong sprays or internal cleaning. These simple practices not only maintain hygiene but also protect the innate balance that nature has designed. In cities like Mysore and Madurai, senior wellness centers are now returning to this ancient recommendation, something rural grandmothers have followed all their lives. Cleanliness is good, but wise cleanliness is better. Thus, the no-douching approach is not merely a medical suggestion, it is a philosophy of care rooted in humility and awareness. An aging body does not need to be controlled. It needs to be trusted that when nurtured gently, it still knows how to cleanse, to balance, and to heal itself like a garden that blooms again after the rain. Following the principle of no deep douching, a cornerstone of vaginal care in Ayurveda, there is another golden rule that Indian women over 65 are gently reminded of: avoid using perfumed soaps, commercial body washes, or strong-scented intimate cleansers on the intimate area. Beneath their glossy packaging and alluring fragrances lie hidden risks of irritation, dryness, and pH imbalance, especially for older women, whose skin and mucosa have become as delicate as the first blooms of summer. In the old quarters of Jaipur, Madurai, and Kolkata, where grandmothers still bathe with well water and wash their hair with soap nuts, great care is taken in choosing soaps for the body. For the intimate area, the most sensitive and easily irritated part, this caution becomes even more vital. Products with heavy lather, strong scents, and promises of instant brightness may feel clean at first, but their harsh detergents, synthetic perfumes, and alcohol content quietly strip away natural moisture and the beneficial bacteria that protect the vaginal environment. The story of Saraswati, a 71-year-old woman from a small village near Madurai, illustrates this well. Her daughter once brought her a rosy-scented feminine wash from the city. At first, it felt refreshing and pleasant, but within weeks, Saraswati experienced itching, dryness, and a burning sensation after every wash. When she visited an Ayurveda clinic, the doctor explained that the rose fragrance wasn't from real petals. It was a synthetic chemical that had disrupted the delicate vaginal microbiome. From then on, Saraswati returned to traditional methods, washing externally with neem leaf water, green tea, or jasmine, infused water soaked overnight. She shared that these scents weren't overpowering, but offered a gentle, calming sense of freshness. "It's like the smell of wet earth after rain," she said, cooling the whole house beneath a thatched roof. Ayurveda has long taught, what enters the body must be light, gentle, and in harmony with the natural world. The intimate area, therefore, doesn't need whitening, scenting, or sterilizing like an object. It needs loving attention and the kindness of natural, safe ingredients. Garden herbs like betel leaf, jasmine, real rose petals, and warm salt water may not have intense fragrances, but they keep the body clean in a subtle, age-honoring way. In the journey of intimate care in older age, sometimes the answer is not in adding more but in taking away. Less industrial fragrance, fewer harsh chemicals, and letting go of the pressure to be young again, making space instead for gentleness, balance, and the wisdom of a body that is aging slowly and deeply. For as we grow older, the body speaks more quietly. All we need is the patience to truly listen. If avoiding chemical soaps is a way to protect the body from the outside, then cultivating inner peace is the form of healing from within, a factor that may seem unrelated, yet in the philosophy of Ayurveda and in the lived wisdom of Indian women, vaginal health is deeply intertwined with emotional and mental well-being. The body and the mind are not two separate paths, but twin rivers that flow into one another. When one becomes clouded, the other ripples with imbalance. In tranquil rural regions like Rishikesh and Pauri Garhwal, where morning temple bells echo beside the Ganges, many elderly Indian women live simple but vibrant lives, physically healthy, including in their intimate wellness. They use no cosmetics, follow no expensive routines, and yet rarely suffer from infections, persistent dampness, or irritation. Their secret lies in the spirit. They live unhurriedly, meditate each morning, walk regularly, and know how to let go of small worries. After menopause, falling estrogen levels not only affect the skin and hormones, but also heighten sensitivity in the nervous system. Chronic stress, emotional tension, sleep disturbances, or buried grief can quietly manifest in the intimate area, causing pH imbalance, abnormal discharge, frequent discomfort, or subtle odors. Many women who maintain excellent hygiene and a healthy diet still find their intimate area persistently uncomfortable without clear cause, until they reconnect with peace of mind. Ayurveda calls this harmony sattva, the state of clarity, purity, and lightness. Traditional doctors in Pune or Bangalore don't only prescribe herbs, but also guide elderly women to begin soft morning meditations, listen to bhajan devotional songs, or simply sit quietly by a window watching sunlight fall on leaves. Some incorporate gentle pranayama breathing, which soothes the nervous system, balances pelvic energy, and improves circulation to the intimate area. Anandi, 69, from the outskirts of Mysore, offers a powerful example. She lived with chronic dampness and mild odor despite no sign of infection. Medical checks found no cause. Her Ayurvedic doctor smiled gently. "Your mind is too warm." After practicing regular meditation, listening to sacred music, and writing a daily journal, her symptoms gradually disappeared like morning mist. In today's fast-paced world, where urgency and pressure weigh heavily on the soul, this final solution reminds us: intimate health is not just about hygiene, it's about serenity from within. When a woman slows down, breathes deeply, and listens closely to her body's quiet messages, the intimate area, often the most silent part of the body, begins to heal too. And this is the quiet beauty of aging, when you no longer need to be young again, but simply peaceful enough to feel whole. After the age of 65, Caring for the intimate area is no longer just a matter of daily hygiene. It becomes a delicate, soulful journey where the body, emotions, and wisdom must all be gently heard. Each practice, from betel leaf water, green tea, warm salt rinses, herbal steaming, to wearing cotton underwear or cultivating inner peace, reflects a lifestyle that is gentle, natural, and deeply intuitive, rooted in the traditional knowledge of Indian women. What matters is not expensive products or elaborate techniques, but the connection between a woman and her body, nurtured through homegrown herbs, quiet time, and a sense of self-respect. Growing older does not mean giving up. On the contrary, it is the time when the body needs the most tender and wise care. When a woman returns to a slower rhythm, chooses what is wholesome and real, the intimate area, the quietest part of the body, will also become healthy, fresh, and balanced in the most natural way. Because sometimes, true healing doesn't come from grand gestures, but from the quiet presence of love.